So it's a must-win day for the Indian women's cricket team because, of course, you remember that we were telling you last time they were playing England, win and you're in, lose and you're still waiting to secure your qualification. Well, they lost. But the good news is, won the toss, chosen to bat first in what is a must-win game. Interesting strategy because normally you would always say, must-win game, look to field
Look to
first.
field first, chase it down. I think it's got to do with the opposition on the day. I think the idea is to get some runs under the belt. Wasn't quite able to have a look or read about the conditions out there, but I'm guessing the
Remember, they were in the same venue. Same venue.
I think the last game at this venue.
Yes,
I think that's
yes.
that's what I heard the broadcasters say.
The former Port Elizabeth, yes.
Yes.
Garava.
Yeah, it's been renamed now, right?
Yeah, this one got Garava.
Yeah.
You literally have to go to say
Yeah.
it. So anyway,
So yeah, there's one change though as far as the Indian lineup
And,
goes.
according
It's
to
a
them,
forced change.
yes,
It's a forced change.
yes.
It's got to do nothing with strategy or tactics. It's a forced change that India have had to undergo. Shane, you want to talk through the
yeah. So Radha Yadav unfortunately misses out, and what happens is who comes in is Devika Vaidya. So again, this wouldn't have been a change you'd have normally seen.
I think though, if I'm not wrong, Devika had played the game against Pakistan as well.
Yes,
She was
yes.
then made to sit out, and then I think Shikha Pandey came into the side.
Shikha had come back into the
Shikha
side,
had come
correct.
back into the side. So Devika Vaidya again making a comeback of sorts into the playing 11. Otherwise, it's the same playing 11. You've got Shefali and Smriti Mandana will be opening. You'll get Jemima Rodriguez at number 3, followed by Captain Harmanpreet Kaur, Richa Ghosh, then follow somebody who's been in sublime form of late. Devika Vaidya is the player who's
Enforced
come,
change, yeah.
is the player that's come into the side in place of Radha Yadav. Then you've got Deepti Sharma, Pooja Vastarkar, then you've got Shikha Pandey, also Rajeshwari Gaikwad. She does continue to be in the side, and then you've got your bowling spearhead in
Renuka Singh Thakur.
Renuka Singh Thakur, somebody who was menacing on the day just a couple of days back, and again today as well. She would want to make the most of the conditions like we saw her do last time around as well. But again, 90 minutes or so for which we'll have to wait before Renuka comes into action because the
India will be
Indian
batting
women's
first.
team, Harmanpreet Kaur, who was there at the toss, has won the toss and decided to bat.
And she did say, she's saying that a lot of our batsmen haven't been in good rhythm, no game like this. So quite clearly they're at least confident in the fact that, they can get the victory here. And before any one of us thinks Ireland are pushovers, they actually have a decent side, have been undone by some poor fielding a lot of the
Yeah.
time.
Just not managed to fire on all cylinders.
Yeah.
They're a quality side, but again, I think they're winless in the tournament
They're
so
winless so
far.
far, yeah.
England, remember, managed to secure a big win against them, and which is why they had that superior net run rate in the group. Also for India, though, very interesting as to what tactic India. I think one of the reasons to bat first also could be to get that huge score
And then defend
also defend
comfortably.
and get that net run rate a big boost because you don't know if at all there is an upset in the Pakistan versus England women's team
You could
match.
very well pip.
You could very well finish as group toppers. It looks unlikely as of now. The only opportunity you had to be up top was by beating England.
yeah.
Yes, which you
But there's
lost
still
by
a slight opportunity.
slight opportunity. I think one of the reasons could be that also because Ireland don't pose the kind of threat, let's say, that an England would have or the other teams. I think the idea is to give confidence to the batters because that middle order of late has struggled. It's been Richa Ghosh who has bailed the team out on multiple occasions now in this tournament. Harmanpreet has looked scratchy a couple of times. She managed about 30 or 40, I think, in that game against the West Indies. But otherwise, she's looked scratchy. Jemima has given away her wicket rather cheaply, I would say.
Yes.
Needless shot at times. So hopefully you don't know if things do end up working out in India's way, and if Pakistan women's team, if they can do India a favor, and perhaps India may then finish as group toppers. But you win today, your position,
simple.
your berth in the semi-finals is secured. Where you end up being in the group, that also hinges on how the Pakistan versus England game pans out.
Yes, and so far, you have to remember that in Group A, which is the other group, Australia made it through as group toppers, having won all 4 matches. So, very much a possibility that England could do the same. But if Pakistan end up getting some sort of a result against England, then there's that chance that door is ajar for India. Although, let me just show you and see what exactly it is in terms of net run rate. I think it'll be a tough call for sure.
Yeah, I think India
Because-
is somewhere around 0.5.
Yes, so
0.
exactly. India's is 0.20.
0.2.
And England are actually, it's a very long shot because they're 1.776. Oof.
So you
that's
need
a
a
lot.
big upset over there, and you'll need a big win here to turn this around. But it looks highly unlikely now.
Yeah, and remember, by the way, Pakistan would not be hoping for an India win because Pakistan, the way they are, they can get even a close win against England. They'd be rooting for the Irish girls to beat
yes.
India because then 4 points they'd go above on net run
Yes,
rate.
yes.
So, plenty of permutations and combinations still going
Pakistan
on here.
aren't out of the tournament yet, but
Amazingly.
they're just hanging in there by a tiny
You know,
thread.
they,
I would
they
say
seem to do
The
that
thin-
and then they'll end up reaching. Same thing happened in the men's World
in the
Cup.
men's World Cup. They said out of nowhere, then you saw them go all the way
Then
to
we're
the
saying
final.
stuff
as
like
well.
we're saying stuff like, oh, there's no way Netherlands will beat South Africa,
You all-
and then
Yeah.
Netherlands beat South
South
Africa.
Africa. And there was all the talk about Kudrat ka Nizam also
Yes,
back then.
exactly. All the
So
Kudrat
there
Nizam
is
talk.
there a Kudrat ka Nizam for the women's team as well? We'll have to
Wait and see.
watch.
Yeah, but for India, I think if you're batting first, I think you want your middle order, but I think you also want someone like Shefali to get into some confidence. Probably the most destructive batsman India have when on form. She can tonk them. She gives them a lot of ammunition at the top of the order. Just probably hasn't fired as much as she would have liked to, especially considering the fact that don't forget Shefali has won India their only ICC tournament in women's cricket. Might be an
Just
age
about
form
20
cricket.
days back, not so long ago,
Yes, it
couple of
wasn't very long
weeks.
ago.
Yes.
Not very long ago. And that's the thing. I want her to do well because, again, explosive player. Couldn't have asked for a better team to be up against. For me, she's always the key. And I think why the Indians also chose to bowl second is because, again, this is a kind of a stodgy-ish pitch. Not exactly the easiest to bat on. Maybe you want to make better use of the conditions early on. Then, on a used pitch, you want your spinners, particularly someone like a Deepti, who would trouble Ireland a lot.
Well, she managed to trouble England.
She troubles pretty much everyone.
Everyone, yeah.
That's just how good
she's
she
had
is.
a good tournament, no doubt about that. In fact, those are the her 4 overs are with opposition really plan their batting around, because you just want to. It's like Rashid Khan in the men's cricket,
Or a Jofra Archer.
or a Jofra. You plan to see out a few bowlers in the game, and
Deepti is always one of
Deepti
those.
is absolutely. So is Renuka, I would say, because she's been menacing.
She's been menacing. She's been getting good pace, very, very accurate, stump to
And
stump.
she's not getting that swing, she's getting movement off the deck. So
Exactly.
she looks unplayable at the moment, has decent pace as well. No wonder, the other day at the auction, she did create all that buzz as well.
She did. In fact, speaking of people who created auction buzz, I want to say a big knock from Smriti.
Yeah.
The most expensive WPL player in the history of the auction.
Yes,
So far.
3.4 crores.
3.4 crores. And then, in fact, I would want her to be putting in a nice shift because again,
yeah, she got runs. She got a 50 last time around as well in a losing cause. Though today you hope not for the similar ending, but for a similar score from Smriti Mandhana. Again, I think she got to it of 34, 35.
To start with.
To
She
start
kind of
with, yes.
picked up the pace later on.
She did, and then she could clear the ropes, and which was she was extremely disappointed with herself because she knew that she was finally getting that good touch. She was middling the ball well. And it was almost game set and match, if I can say that.
But then India lost the cluster of wickets.
The moment she got out, and India were nowhere in the chase then after that, and
And that was the key moment. Really.
that was the key moment, and she's the fulcrum of this batting lineup.
No two ways about it.
And you hope that going to the semi-final, this is your chance to
This is your best chance if
confidence
you're getting
booster.
Yeah, if you're getting a chance to bat out in the middle today, make the most of it. Get your runs, be a little selfish. Because now's your time to get into form. You'd hope that you'd be good enough, or you'd be good enough to make the semis. But then after that, you have to win the semi and the final.
Yeah.
So ideally, you'd want to be able to get into some kind of nick. Even though not the easiest pitch to bat on, we know that for a fact. The former Port Elizabeth last time around too. Remember, it didn't look that easy to bat on at times, especially in the middle overs, where I remember England really got the squeeze on. So that I think will also be key. How it is that India can apply that middle over squeeze. They couldn't quite do that as much last time. Remember, in the death, they leaked a lot of runs.
Also, one more thing that must go right for India, I think, in this particular match, going or building up to the semi-final, I would say, is the fact that India have lacked that penetration, because you saw partnerships being strong. It was Nat Skyver and Amy Jones in the previous match, in the Pakistan match as well. Again, you opened well, and then there was a partnership which I think about 70 or 81 run partnership in the West Indies game as well. Again, you're lacking that penetration in the middle overs, and that's what is sort of costing you, because again you lead runs towards the end, and that partnership in the middle as well. So this ability to not pick wickets in the middle overs is what's bothering India at the moment, and that is something you want to fix. And maybe this is the game, not the toughest opponent, but again, you want to tick that box off
And
heading
get your
into the
confidence, huh?
semi-final. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So don't forget, match will be starting soon enough. We'll also be starting our dugout soon
Dugout,
enough for those
yes.
of you who are asking. So we'll take your leave for now, though. Thank you guys so much for joining us in this preview. Again, if you're here, you know the drill. Like, share, subscribe, tap the bell, leave us a comment, follow on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Stay tuned. We'll be bringing you coverage of the match afterwards as well. And as he said, if you couldn't hear him, download the SportsTech app. too.
Yes.
Bye bye for
We're
now.
coming back with the mid-inning show as well. So yeah, do stick along. Bye bye.